So America's food waste ratio, where you are, is set to rise 30 to 40% this year. I mean, these are huge problems.
They really are. And again, they were problems before the pandemic, and they're actually worse right now. I'll give you some more examples of what we're seeing in the United States. There was one chicken processing company that killed 2 million chickens in April. We had another that smashed 750,000 eggs in 1 week. I think one of the biggest tragedies is with farmers who raise animals having to cull their herds, so essentially kill the animals because they can't send them to meat processing plants. And so we're seeing that in the in the tens of thousands per week across the U.S. So what's happening there is there's a couple of things. One of the main things is that in March and into April, orders from restaurants, and not just restaurants, but other places where people gathered to eat. So sports arenas, cafeterias at universities, public spaces generally, those orders fell off of a cliff as people were no longer able to gather. So farmers who are raising animals and growing crops for those for those establishments no longer had markets for their goods, so they were forced to and they couldn't adjust quickly enough. They couldn't pivot, and so they had no choice but to waste their food.